Yeah, the one that everyone knows.
Yeah. But Nissa Al Ghul, who apparently, like her dad, because you were talking about this while we were off air as well, is she has a Lazarus pit like Ra's al Ghul.
Yes. Yeah.
And she herself, while not necessarily immortal, but she's a couple of hundred years old, is that right? She's a few hundred years old.
Around the Russian Revolution, or
okay, so that makes her what, 200 years old?
No, maybe just over 100.
Or 100 years old.
Yeah.
Right, but okay, but I mean the actress now, she's popping up. She's going to appear in Arrow, the 13th episode, which is called Heir to the Demon. Executive producer Andrew Kreisenberg spoke about what fans can expect from Nissa and how Katrina Law, the actress, was cast. Nissa certainly has shades of Talia. Katrina auditioned for Shadow and has actually came down to Katrina and Selena Jade, and honestly, part of it was just because we knew she'd have scenes with Slade. Blah 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 blah. When the part came up, we saw a lot of people for it, but she certainly is exotic and beautiful and smart, and her stunt guys are over the moon because she can do a lot of her own stunts. Nissa is the next wave of the League of Assassins that comes to Starling City, but she has also some interesting secrets as well. Heir to the Demon we'll see on Wednesday the 5th of February, so that's next week's episode. So we've had Raz, now we're going to have his daughter Nissa. I'm assuming we're going to see Raz very soon.
That's what you would think, but maybe they're going to hold him up as like a general big bad for the entire series. We never saw the Emperor in Star Wars until Return of the Jedi.
Aye, maybe.
Or as a flesh and blood character on screen, walking and talking.
Aye, like he's just a presence in the background all the time. Mm-hmm. I still think John Barrowman is Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, I can see why you're thinking that, and it wouldn't surprise me. It would be hugely disappointing. Not to take anything away from John Barrowman or anything, because I think he's equipped himself very well in Arrow. He's been a fundamental part of the show's success. But I think it's just a wee bit too obvious, that one.
Aye.
Which is why I think you probably are right. But but it would be disappointing. I don't know if we see Ra's al Ghul on screen and it's not an iconic actor or someone with a lot of gravitas, are we going to be immediately annoyed?
Of course we are.
Yeah.
Because who is going to play? Bring back Liam Neeson. I want Liam Neeson back as Ra's al Ghul. No. Really? Okay. Who could play Ra's al Ghul?
Well, I would have said David Warner about 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Obviously, he did the voice in Batman animated series, or
somebody like Benedict Cumberbatch, maybe a bit too young.
Benedict Cumberbatch would be a great choice, but I think he's out of the pay grade.
Aye,
as I say, it'll probably be someone. Richard Dean Anderson as Ra's al Ghul.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, so I wonder if we're going to see Talia. I'm sort of concerned by the fact that he says that Nissa is very much like Talia in this, so I'm guessing that maybe Talia is owned by somebody else.
This seems to me that Talia belongs to the Batman universe and they're not allowed her. And so they went for the next, they went shopping in Poundland instead of, instead of Harrods.
Yeah. But Arrow has it's basically Batman the TV series, isn't it?
Oh, it's very much so. In get the stage now where in the last couple of, maybe in the second series, they've kind of went a wee bit out of the way to kind of bring the Green Arrow, continuity from the comics to the fore, because at one stage it was getting ridiculous how much like Batman it was.
Yeah, he even has his Batcave.
Yeah,
he has Oracle and he has Alfred, and but no, I can do no wrong in my eyes, to be honest with you. Leading on from that, we were of course introduced to Barry Allen the Flash in Arrow a couple of weeks ago over 2 or 3 episodes, which is going to spin off into a Flash TV series. Now, as much as I love Arrow, I'm not sure how they're going to do a Flash TV series.
No, well, they already have done one in the early 90s, if you remember.
I remember the TV movie.
And there was a series that followed as well.
Oh, was there? There was a series.
Yeah, it was. Wasn't that bad actually?
Right.
It's worth the pilot of the TV series. I thought was excellent.
Okay.
At the time, but if it's done with the right respect and the right people behind it, it could be brilliant.
Could these guys do it? Could the guys that are doing Arrow, do you think they're the right people to look after it?
I think they are. I don't think we're going to see the Flash that we all love, we all know and love, immediately.
Yeah.
But it's going to be, I think it's going to take a while for the character to get going, which is fine. Maybe that slow build-up goes against what the Flash sort of represents, but I think we should stick with it. I think they're on the right path. I think your guy playing the Flash is very likeable, even if he is only 6. A kid Flash.
Yeah, I was surprised actually at how much I liked this character. But apparently now they've already started, as much as as Arrow is starting to really take advantage of the DC universe, it looks like Flash is going to do the same. Daniela Panabaker from Friday the 13th and Rick Cosnet from The Vampire Diaries, gotta be honest, not really sure who they are, have been set to star as Star Labs bioengineer Caitlin Snow and Central City Police Detective Eddie Thawne, respectively. Snow is known in the current continuity of as the alternate identity of ice-powered villainous Killer Frost. The Thawne character is to be the show's take on DC characters Eoban Thawne, who the man that becomes Professor Zoom Reverse Flash. Does this mean anything to you?
Yeah.
That's not really.
No, I know. I do. Reverse Flash is, it's he's basically the Flash backwards. That's what his costume is. He's in a way he's almost the Joker of the Flash world.
Okay.
Right. It's worth checking out. He's a fun character, but a little obvious at times.
Right. Okay. Okay. So Grant Gustin has already been cast, of course, as Barry Allen. We've seen him in Arrow. Jesse L. Martin is Detective West. The Flash will be by co-creators Greg Berlanti and Andrew Kreisberg, who, along with Jeff Johns, will write the pilot episode with Arrow pilot director David Nutter at the helm. Okay. So I think it's fair to say that while we're cautiously optimistic about that. Okay, this is Shine 102.4 FM. We are coming up on the end of the show, but we still have some news to get through, so we'll rip through that. But first, we'll see. We'll have some. What do you think, Paddy? Paddy's busy writing away there. I hope you're on our forums, Paddy. Are you?
I am. Yeah, I'm telling everyone just to follow me on Twitter because I'm so wonderful.
Right. Okay, we'll be back right after this.
Good idea. Yeah, we can do more damage that way.
Following the Nerd, bringing you all the latest news, reviews, and stories from the world of nerd on a daily, hourly, minutely basis. That's why we deserve a Shorty Award, but only you have the power to make that happen. So why not go to www.shortyawards.com and vote for us? Go on, you know you want to.
Hello, this is George Takei, and this is Following the Nerd. Live long and prosper.
Run for your life.
And we're back. Okay, this is Shane 102.4 FM, and you are following it. I'm Mark.
And most of the time, I'm Paddy.
Okay, some other news. Star Wars. Oh, Star Wars. Isn't it great that Star Wars is back?
Star Wars is back? When did this happen?
Did it ever leave?
What?
Quick question, are you collecting the new fact file?
No, I'm not. It took a great deal of self-discipline not to play, but when I saw that they're aiming for at least, 200 parts.
Oh wow, where'd you hear that?
It was on their website when I went to subscribe to it and got very close and then realised that's £600 fact file that I could walk into Waterstones and probably buy the same thing for 30 or 40 quid in a much nicer cover.
Okay, well, I've started collecting. Well, I've collected the first 3 issues. It's pretty good.
Please don't say it's awesome.
It's not. It is. It's awesome if that's really your thing. If you really want to get into that sort of thing.
Is there anything that you didn't know?
Not really.
Have you been tempted to write in and correct them on a few things yet?
No, not yet. But at the minute, they're kind of playing it safe. They're just doing the stuff that you really know. I think it'll be down the line that they'll get into the more sort of obscure stuff.
The Poggle the Lesser?
Yeah, Poggle the Lesser. Yeah. Right, okay, Star Wars. Dave Filoni has been talking a wee bit about Star Wars Rebels. Are we excited about Star Wars Rebels?
Absolutely. Who isn't?
Yeah. Did you finish Clone Wars?
About to. 3 more episodes left.
Right. Get them watched. Star Wars Rebels. Okay, so it's Dave Filoni's been talking a wee bit about what we can expect from the new series, which is expected to hit at roughly Halloween this year. He says we're going to see a lot of things that are famous to Star Wars but have not appeared on screen in a while. Star Destroyers, TIE Fighters, Stormtroopers. Basically, the Empire is back, and that is a big, big change since for many years we've only seen the Republic in action. The tone of the series is very different. The Clone Wars got very dark as we headed towards the end of the war and the downfall of the Jedi. Star Wars Rebels brings back the banter and the faster pace that the original films were famous for. He also spoke about the setting of the series of the new planet of Lothal. Rebels takes place in the Outer Rim. The audience typically thinks that Tatooine is the place where Luke Skywalker grew up. When the Outer Rim is mentioned, we are on a more civilized planet, one that profited from the Empire's existence in the beginning. Most of the stories take place on the planet of Lothal, which is a grass planet with a large monolithic stones on the surface. The look comes from the Ralph McQuarrie concept paintings that were done for the original Star Wars movies. We tried to make Lothal look and feel like a planet that would have been in the original film trilogy. It's alien, but you feel like it's some place you could visit on Earth geographically. Hoth, Tatooine and Endor are all like this, so we think it fits in very well. So far, the only confirmed character for the series is the newly created The Inquisitor. Have you seen The Inquisitor?
Yes.
Yeah?
Not sure what to make of him, to be honest.
Aye, it's a bit strange.
Same in action.
Yeah, but I know you don't dip that much into the Star Wars expanded universe, do you?
Not since I got it. Since I cured my addiction and went cold turkey.
But you know what, the Emperor's Hand, the whole idea.
Oh yeah, of course,
Army
yeah,
of
Mara
Dark
Jade
Jedi and
yeah,
stuff. Yeah. I think the Inquisitor's going to kind of fit into that.
I think that case. It looks a bit like Ventress.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah, he does. The sort of the shaved head and the pale skin. But there's a new character now called a droid called Chopper, which is probably a sort of unfortunate name.
Voiced by Eric Bana, perhaps.
Okay, yeah, actually. But what can we say about Chopper? He's grumpy. He's a little rickety astromech made up of a bunch of different spare parts because the Rebels can't afford nice new parts. He's basically R2-D2. Have you seen?
Can I just say, Chopper sounds like every cliche ever.
I know he does. Yeah, he's basically just R2-D2. But that's okay. That's fair enough. I mean, I'm not put off by this at all. I'm looking forward to this series. I think it looks pretty cool.
No, let's face it. What would it take to put us off Star Wars?
No, terrible. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Ghost in the Shell. Ghost in the Shell. Are you a fan of Ghost in the Shell?
Yes, no. I have seen the original, the anime movie. Liked it. Understood some of it.
Yeah,
you know,
like most manga. A lot of it's like, yeah, it looks great. No idea what's happening.
Yeah, and it was really confusing. But I like telling people that it was great because all the cool people seem to like manga. So yeah, brilliant.
Well, after years of trying to make a movie, big screen adaptation of it, DreamWorks are ready to move forward on a live action version. According to Deadline, DreamWorks has made a deal with Rupert Sanders, director of Snow White and the Huntsman, and they have a script by William Wheeler, produced by Avi Arad and Stephen Paul, with the backing of Steven Spielberg. The rights to Shiro's original '89 complex futuristic thriller about the characters of a covert ops unit that takes on technology-related crime was picked up several years ago with plans to use today's 3D technology to film it. In Japan, the huge success of manga led to a number of anime films, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this is a movie that's been in the works for a long, long time. Snow White and the Huntsman, director Rupert Sanders. Have you seen Snow White and the Huntsman?
Yes.
You didn't like it? I can tell from your face.
I wouldn't say I didn't like it. I didn't love it either. It
looked amazing, though.
Yeah, no, it was... I don't know. It just felt like a composite of so many other films.
Yeah, okay, I get that. I actually liked it. I kind of did like it, but I just get the feeling that Ghost in the Shell is ultimately going to be, pardon the pun, a hollow shell of a movie. It's going to look amazing, but there's not going to be much to it.
Paul W.S. Anderson?
Yeah, anyone. What about Neil Blomkamp? Apparently, of course...
Blomkamp?
Aye, him too. Blomkamp, sorry. Not a Bond villain then.
It'd be awesome if it was.
Is apparently going to be making an online Halo series produced by Peter Jackson. That was the original rumour, but according to Latino Review, he is set to return to Halo, but for Xbox One web series produced by Steven Spielberg again. He will direct the pilot. This would be excellent news, especially since the director had said in April that he still love to make a Halo movie one day. He says he really loves the world and the universe and the mythology of Halo. If I was given control, I would really like to do this film. Is he the man for the job?
Unquestionably, the look of District 9 and for large parts of Elysium were very Halo-like. I don't know really though, as an Xbox One exclusive web series, who's going to go out and pay £450 to buy an Xbox One so they can watch this.
Yeah.
That I think that would be a fundamental marketing problem unless it's going to be released on DVD like 6 months later or something.
I think what it's actually going to be is who's going to wait until it comes out on Xbox and then download it on one of the torrent sites. I think that's kind of what's going to be happening.
Something that we don't encourage
not
here at all.
Any idea what that means.
And that bag of CDs in Mark's case there, I'm sure that's no connection to any torrent sites there. And Mark's actually selling 12 Years a Slave now for $5.99.
Just go to followingnerd.com and click on order here. Right, okay. From Dusk Till Dawn, you're a fan of the From Dusk Till Dawn movie, yeah?
It's been that long since I've seen it. My one memory of it is Salma Hayek's character.
Yeah, strangely,
yeah, strangely. But I remember liking the film when it was half a lifetime ago now when I was 17. 18.
Yeah, it's a great movie and it still holds up pretty well. It's it's really a movie that completely takes you by surprise because halfway through it doesn't just take a twist; it completely turns into a whole different genre, a whole different type of movie.